Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-July 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Sagittarius collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Saggy in mid-July? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy in mid-July. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's have some fun today, my good friends. We're going to read through these cards and see what we see. Okay, cool. This energy seems pretty chill. Now, this could also represent something like sleep, meditation, prayer. There's like this ethereal vibe that this card usually shows up with. I often see it a lot with water signs, so I'm not sure if some of you are dealing with a water sign right now. But I do like this card for a lot of different reasons. But it could also feel very tired, too. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye. You know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this lovely lady here. It kind of looks like she's in a fetal position, or she's sleeping, meditating, doing yoga. It's one of those types of things, right? She has the blanket draping. We have the still waters. Got the rainbow, which does indicate some very good positive energy, especially with the light blinging here on top. But yeah, when I go with my intuition, it just feels very etheric to me. Now, again, I did say for some Saggies, watch out if you've been burning the candle at both ends, if you're feeling tired, feeling exhausted, have a whole bunch on your plate. This could absolutely be spirit saying, like, hey, Saggy, you might need to cut loose, or you might need to do something to lighten that energetic load, whatever it might be. If you're taking a vacation soon, this is also very, very good because it's super relaxing. But then we have this like spiritual note to it as well, where this is an energy that's going within, connecting to one's inner voice and intuition. So whether that's through prayer, meditation, yoga, maybe some of you need to do a little bit of stretching too. I don't know. There's like this interesting vein of energy that shows up like that. I would also say watch your dreams. Make sure you're getting proper rest and relaxation if possible, like if the day allows you to, because this card can show up when someone's just feeling tired, right? Or they need more rest. So we're just going to let it chill right there. And again, that doesn't have to be your energy, but we're going to see what tarot has. And yeah, as I always say, that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Saggies. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was very positive, actually. The reading was titled A Massive Blessing. And I always say blessings, wins, victories, they come in all different shapes and sizes, right? Sometimes it could be a personal relationship. Sometimes it could be a money thing. To me, it just felt like something being bestowed upon you. So hopefully you had one, right? And sometimes there are things that don't seem like blessings in the moment, but when we look back in retrospect, they are. So in this time frame, there's plenty of potential for blessings to come into your life. It was very claimable, and it could bleed over for a couple weeks. But as you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So we're going to see what shows up this week. Let's get it going here. 3 cards for my Saggy friends. It could be your energy or somebody else's. Well, let's see what we have in mid-July for my friend. I mean, it's a good start. It's a really great start. I mean, that is a big card of attention, notoriety. There's a lot of positives that go along with the 6 of Wands, especially for a fire sign like yourself, my friends. Let's get this going here. What do we got? Page of Pentacles. So very communicative. I like this. This is an energy that's getting down to work, getting down to business for some reason. So maybe that's why I see this tired type of energy. Okay, so now we have the 9 of Pentacles. All right. So on their faces, I'll say this, Agi, these are all very optimistic leaning cards. And that's something that really makes me happy. But we do need to watch out for frustration and just how the energy feels. Now, let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements. I feel like it paints a picture and sets a foundation for us. And we have some really good stuff here, but we also have this energy that could potentially get clunky depending on what you're going through. So we have earth predominant, And then we have fire, which is your power element, your comfort zone. And that's the one thing I love when I see fire show up in a Sagittarius reading, because this is the realm of action. So whether it's the actions you take, the actions other people take, the actions you want to take, the things you decide not to do, all of that can be in play. I always say fire to me is very much urgent. It's a high vibrational type of frequency where it's go, 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 go. So I normally like it. I'm a little biased because I have a lot of fire placements. I have a lot of Aries in my chart. So that's why I vibe well with you Saggies. But this energy is like very much on the move. It could also represent health and wellness, energy levels. That seems to be a theme we're picking up on so far. Like, are you feeling tired, exhausted? Are you feeling better? It could be any of them. The only downside I always say when it comes to the fire element is that it's hard to control, it's hard to contain. So, whether that's feelings or emotions, I can't help but feel this way. It could be the actions, it could be a lot of different things. Like, fire could be explosive and unpredictable. So, we'll keep an eye on it. Usually great for a Saggy reading. But here on the back end, we have Earth taken up a lot of real estate here. Now, for some of you, this could be a great thing. Earth to me represents routine, it represents results, it represents structure. So, whether it's your day to day life, day to day routine, where every day at this time I have to do that. And I know for some Saggies, that restriction could be a little frustrating. There's something about Earth energy that is very predictable, it's very safe. So, it could represent security and stability. Now, if you're in Pentacle mode, if you're in work mode, money mode, this could actually be a great thing because this is the suit of money, work, business, finances, investment. So there's some real goodness here. The only big downside to Earth energy is that it's just very, very heavy. It's a very slow mover. So there is like this little bit of pressure here in the energy where this energy is go, 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 go. And this energy is like, I'm taking my time. It takes as long as it needs to take. So let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with the Six of Wands. Now we see this individual here. They got the laurels. They're marching in a parade. They got the little crown on their head, and it's just to me a card of complete and total victory. So it's always a good sign. Doesn't matter what area of life, whether it's health and wellness, whether it's friends, family, work, you name it, money. This is a great card coming towards you. That's the thing about this card. It's extremely magnetic. The Six of Wands, aside from the victory and wins, and there's a lot of different ways victories and wins can show up in life, it is a card of attention. So this can show up when you're receiving kudos, notoriety. This is great for getting raises or getting recognition for the work that you do. It's really nice like that. Also, if you do anything involving social media, this is also a really good sign because there's a certain magnetism. This energy is under the spotlight, so it's being viewed. Now, I feel like I saw something like that for you a couple weeks ago where there was certain energy catching vibe. That's what we have here with the Six of Wands. Very confident. Now, what might be the downside of such a beautiful, victorious energy? Sometimes it could be a heightened ego, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of ego, right? It's something that spiritually we need to keep us grounded in this material reality. If you know, you know. But I always say there's a big difference between confidence and ego, right? Like real egotism. So that's just something to watch out for, especially if you're dealing someone like never wrong, right? But I'm not going to turn a positive into a negative. Moving to the middle, we have the Page of Pentacles. So this could be an earth sign you're connected to, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Pages can sometimes represent younger individuals, could even represent children. The thing I love about pages is they're new, they're fresh, they're very similar to aces. So it could be offers, opportunities, great things. But the biggest thing with them is they are students and messengers, specifically this one. So for a lot of Saggies, now is a great time to research this, dive down this rabbit hole, learn this thing. You might find yourself going down a lot of different informational rabbit holes when this card is here. But again, it's a messenger. It could be conversation, talks, messages. So we just need to really clarify and see what it is. Now, the downside of the Page of Pentacles, sometimes it's an energy that can second guess itself, where it's like, should I do this? Maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, but I want to do this. I can't do that. Like it's an energy that could be a little bashful, shy, or second guess itself. So watch out for that. Now, here on the back end, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Beautiful stuff. I think this showed up in the Leo reading as well as a clarifier. Now, the Nine of Pentacles to me is right up there with the Ten of Pentacles. It's beautiful. And again, another win victory based card. So I really like it. See the lady, she's in the garden. She has her pet bird. She's chilling. She's nice. So again, blessings, abundance, wins, victories. We're seeing a very specific theme here where there's certain things, even if they're not moving how you want them to move, there could be great potential for something to pay off. But With that being said, she is also a hyper independent energy too. Again, nothing wrong with independence, right? It's necessary in this day and age. This is great for entrepreneurship, doing your own thing, your own business, side hustle, stuff like that. But the Nine of Pentacles, the only downside to it is it's like I'm so close yet so far. I'm so close to the finish line, or you might feel like, all right, I have almost everything in order, but I feel like something's missing. And the way I usually describe it is feeling like there's a missing puzzle piece, where it's like I see the picture, I'm cool, most everything's right, but there's this one thing that's missing. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Saji. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my friends. What do we got in mid-July? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Six of Wands. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Sag, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is that Six of Wands here? Why is the Six of Wands here? Eight of Swords. Okay. This is like very reactive for some reason. There's a certain sense of urgency I'm picking up here. So we have the Eight of Swords in reverse underneath the Six of Wands. These energies do clash a little bit, but at the same time, they also feed off of each other, right? Like the fire-air combination, very explosive. And like I've been saying since the beginning, there is this little pressure in the energy I'm picking up here, where this energy is pushing, this energy is pushing, but this one is like very firm and set in place. So watch out for certain things where it's like, oh, that's a big task I have in front of me, or oh, that seems like it's a lot. Now, the Eight of Swords, it can represent stress, anxiety, nervousness, all that kind of stuff, right? We see the lady blindfolded, surrounded by the swords. It's a very fast moving energy. That's the one thing I really like about it. So, if there are any issues or things going on, this energy might just want to get it over and done with, where it's like, can we just do the thing? Can we just do the thing? It's like, let's just rip the band aid off and get this over with. So, I don't know what the urgency could be about. And again, readings, it could be life in general, it could be a whole host of different things, but there is this sense of urgency I'm picking up here in the front. Now, to me, it does feel like an internal pressure. So I'm not really concerned about it per se, but I just feel like an energetic buildup. So for some Saggies in this time, just watch out for that, where it's like, oh, I feel something building up within me and I need an outlet for it. So I'm not going to call it explosive just yet, but to me, it feels like pressure. That's how it feels. We're going to keep moving. We're not going to, like, to me, that's just like the rocket fuel building up. I want to see what's going on with the page. But yeah, watch out for like boredom, cabin fever, stuff like that, because this energy, it just wants to get something going. It's like, all right, let's just do the thing. Let's just get it going. Like, what's the delay? What's taking so long? Let's keep going over to the Page of Pentacles. Let's see what that has. That's intriguing to me. And again, the victorious good energy is still here. Like, that doesn't erase it just because I clarified it that way. So let's see what's up with the page. Okay. It's like touching base on something again, or a second opinion of some sort. Okay, so we have the Chariot in reverse underneath it. Slower might be better. Okay, like that's just how it feels. Where it's like, hey, there's no rush. So that's where the pressure is coming from, because this energy here, there's a lot of urgency, there's a lot of pressure. I want to do this, I want to do that. Then this one, there is no pressure at all, or at least that's what it's portraying to me. Now, the Chariot, that's the zodiac sign of Cancer, right? And usually the Chariot, it can represent travel, distance. All right, you see it's trying to slip away from me. It's go, 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 go in the upright. So again, it can represent travel, modes of transportation, vehicles, cars, stuff like that, planes, you name it. Um, Very aggressive, very push forward, push forward. So when I see it in reverse underneath this Page of Pentacles, it's like, whoa, let's slow it down here. There could be something, whether it's a serious talk or an important talk, that needs to be had as well, where it's like, it's better to not rush this, where it's like, we don't have to cover it all in one shot. Like, it's better to be very thorough, detailed, and meticulous. So take that for what it's worth. If you are in a situation, or in life in general, where it's like, I want to do this, I want to get this over with, there's something here about potentially taking the slower route. There's something that's slow moving, and I like the slower route for some reason. Um, we're going to keep going. So again, there could be an important or serious talk coming in. There is this other thing too I'm picking up for very few of you. There might be a situation or something where you might want to get a second opinion or get a second set of eyes on it. I don't know why that's here, but it is. So it's like, all right, well, maybe get a second opinion, see what this person thinks, see what this person says, get someone else to look at it. What's going on the Nine of Pentacles, though? Because this could be the result, right? We have two different approaches, then we have the result. So let's see why the Nine of Pentacles is here. Why is that here for Saggy? Please. Thank you. Yeah, great. Payoff. Big payoff on the back end here. Beautiful. So we have the Six of Pentacles in the upright underneath this Nine of Pentacles. Yep. If there is anything, situation that is frustrating you or is draining to you, remember we've been speaking about this energy thing. Um, I just feel something paying off in spades. I do. So if you're going through a difficult time or difficult situation right now, I could see it going the way it needs to go. You ever hear of like divine timing and stuff like that? Because the Six of Pentacles could be a very karmic type of energy too. Now we see this person, they're very charitable, right? They're very giving away those pentacles to other people. Normally this card could represent, aside from the karmic energy, equality, balance, not too fast, not too slow. So this could be the middle ground approach. But this is one of my cards of gifts and blessings, similar to what we saw last week. So could this be an offer or opportunity? Absolutely. Could this be something that pays off in a major way? Even if you think like, no, I need to do it now. I need to get on this right away, right away. To me, it's like, the meticulous approach pays off in a much more bigger or surprising way on the back end. So could it be a surprising payoff? Absolutely. With what I'm picking up here on the back. Because in the center, I feel like we're not making a lot of progress. This one's trying to get it all done in one day. But it's like if we just take the middle ground, there's something here about the middle ground too. So we have a lot of stuff coming through here, but the one thing that I will absolutely reinforce is this beautiful payoff, whether it's surprising or not. Like the energy moves how it needs to move. So let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. If you kindly look in the box, position number one, we do start off with this energetic tension, right? We have the Six of Wands with the Eight of Swords in the upright. So it's like, go, go, go. We need to do this. We need to do it right now, now, now. There's like this sense of urgency that I'm picking up. For some Saggies, this can just be a buildup of internal energy that you might need a release for. So whether that's through creative means, physical means, like this energy is like there's a big energetic buildup and it needs release. Moving to the center, total opposite. We have the Page of Pentacles with the Chariot in reverse, where it's like, I'm not rushing a damn thing. It's better to take the slow, meticulous approach. It's being very detail oriented. Could it be an important or serious talk? Absolutely. And it's better to not rush it. I'd rather have multiple conversations than try to rush through one. So it's like that. There is also this vibe of getting a second opinion or an outside opinion on something. Moving to the back end, we do have this huge payoff. It could be surprising. It feels big either way. We have the Nine of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles in the upright, where the slower way is the better. So I just like the way the energy moves. There's something about divine timing here. So very claimable right here on the back. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get this shadow card out for my Saggy friends. Cool. Yeah, Three of Wands. And that does kind of tie in a little bit to the pressure that we were picking up in the main part of the reading. Now, the Three of Wands does have a lot of different things. It's usually the picture of the guy, he's standing on the shore waiting for those ships to come in. So, of course, this card can show up when we're in a wait-and-see type of pattern, or we're waiting on something, whether it's I'm waiting on word, I'm waiting on results. That's what the Three of Wands does. It also, to me, represents something that's on its way, where it's like, it's already on its way. The ships are right there. They're on their way. So it could be good in that type of way. Huge card of manifestation as well. That's another thing I'll just put out there for some of you. But what's the downside of the Three of Wands? This is an energy that could feel like it's losing its patience first and foremost, but this can also be an energy that feels like it's wasting its time. So just watch out for things like that, especially with the urgency I was picking up in the reading, where it's like, no, we got to do it now. Can't lose a moment. And then we have the slower approach. This one is like, we're losing time. So I don't know what that could be about. Just watch out for impatience, though. So we're going to put that down right there, my beautiful friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The July calendar is up and spots go quick, so you might want to check that out. But for the July subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice, I will choose 3 lucky winners to either choose a copy of the Gilded Tarot Royale, which is one of my favorite decks of all time. It's a must have, or a handmade pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards that showed up in today's reading, which one spoke to you the most, or jumped out to you the most, or resonated with you. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.